Welcome back to another episode of Unleash Your Unique Genius. New title, getting used to saying it. This is your host, Angela Schroeder, and so excited to have James here with me this week. Whether you're listening on Turf Step Radio, live with us here on Facebook, we're so glad you're here. And James, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, Angela. Looking forward to it. I'm sure the time will fly by.
Yes, it will. I was just telling before we started, viewers, I have just gotten to know James really in the last few weeks, but we've had a lot of different things going on. So some fun meetings, had dinner last week, and I said I was going through withdrawal this week. I needed some time and your energy to like fire back up and get moving. So yeah, it's going to go fast and excited for our time today.
Me too.
So as we get started, why don't you tell the viewers just a little bit about you, your background, leading into what you're doing now?
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, right? So I didn't come from money. I came from build it yourself, do it yourself. And I got out of my family's wallet quite young. Okay. And so to put myself through college, I wanted to get a college education. I opened up a power washing company and a painting company. And that's what made it happen. In fact, my grandfather, who never graduated high school because his dad passed early, he wanted me to paint the road. That's what he was. He's like, James, I want you to paint the lines on the road, like own that company. That was my grandfather's vision for me. And my father's vision was like, I want you to be a plumber. Okay. Cause that's what we're going to do. My father built his own house. So I just took on something that I knew I could do, had a crew. And, you know, back in the day, there was no technology really. And I knocked on doors. That's how I got it done. And then from there, I went and helped us to create a company, became a huge billion-dollar company. It was a financial company. I like numbers. And then after that, I went into clinical and built clinical technology. And now I'm building video technology. And I'm going back to my roots because we build video technology for home services companies. So I'm going back to my roots, like for power washers, by power washers, for home painters, by power, and landscapers. By the way, one of my partners had a landscaping company for quite a while. So we feel like we're back to our roots, except for I love technology. So I'm covered in Apple gear and tech. And Angela, I know you love technology too.
I do. When I was on my first meeting with James, he was taking notes on his iPad, and I need that solution. And I went and got one the next day. And I want you to know, I thought about your watch every single day. We left you at dinner, the watch. And then the next day at the conference, I just kept spotting them like, watch.
Oh, Apple, get out of my wallet. You know, I got to buy more Apple stock.
Oh, goodness. Well, you can tell your passion. I love your story of, you know, entrepreneur from the beginning. And it's so rewarding. We both have that in common, to have the entrepreneurial spirit and then be able to be in a business that you help entrepreneurs, you know, that we're helping small business owners be more successful. And, you know, through this incredible tool that you guys have. So I want to talk more about that, but it's so rewarding to have that passion yourself and then just go find those people with it and give them a tool to make their business work better.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing more rewarding than a happy customer. I don't care what you do, right? Like when you do something, you give a service, you sell a product, when someone likes it and they're happy and then they tell their friends and family, like, you know, you did something, right? It's one thing for them to say nice things about you in front of your face, you know, because you're the business owner, they don't want to hurt your feelings. But when they're talking about you behind your back and what you're doing, then you know, okay, I'm up to something. And so I get a lot of reward just talking to our customers who, I had a guy the other week, he's like, James, I scored a $16,000 deal on the back of your technology. And he told all his friends, and then his friends started jumping in. And I didn't forget making sales. I do like making sales. I think we all do, right? You like to land that big contract, you know, you're like, let's go. But I think it's the happy customers for me that drive me the most.
Absolutely. And in our case, happy customers, mean, you know, it's one thing to have happy customers in the service business. Like you all love making your customers happy, making them so happy that, like you said, they are raving fans. They don't just happy and love it, but they're so happy they are telling all of their neighbors. Pretty soon they're whole neighborhood is getting your home service because they are just so wowed with their experience. And you have a tool that not only do you make your clients happy, but you help them turn their, their client experience into something so special that help them create raving fans as well.
Yes, we do. And I mean, I think about my roots knocking on doors, right? And like start getting dark sometimes. I'm like, I need to land another couple jobs for my guys, or we're not eating this week. So, I remember that. And, I put a lot of miles on my shoes, right? And then it was a lot of miles on the truck, right? And I'm driving door to door, and there's got to be a better way, right? Like, hey, shaking someone's hand, seeing a customer face to face. But there's this new thing. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, called Amazon. You ever heard of Amazon? I use it all the time, and we see malls dying. Remember the mall, like going to the mall? That was like a thing.
It was
like going to the mall was a thing. Well, I don't go to the mall anymore. And in fact, if I'm at the mall, something bad happened, like I ain't going there. I'm going to Amazon, right? And so customers expect an Amazon experience from home services. They do. And it's a great transition. Like, how do we become Amazon, and I'm cutting the grass, or I'm making the land look beautiful, like that's what I'm trying to do, right? How do I do that, right? And so what happens is there's a great jump. There's the early adopters, right? We're the early adopters. And what we make possible is your ability to do, let's just call it a virtual estimate. An estimate, it's virtual, it sounds fancy, but literally it's like using your phone. Everyone has a smartphone in their pocket now, right? Most everyone, and bless their heart if you're still on a 9 keys, the flip phone. Remember those razor things? But like now everyone's
still on one.
I don't know, but I'm always like, look at that antique. Look at that. It's like, great. We all have a smartphone. Even like my 80-year-old grandfather, my father, 80-year-old father is like, got one, and he's rocking it, Well, now because of that infrastructure, thanks to Apple and Android, us as business owners can tap into that. And so I wasn't even trying to be in home services, Angela. It was never on my radar. You know why we got into this? And I think it's a good story. These school shootings were pissing me off. And it's a lot. I mean, the more I learn about it, the more it's heartbreaking. And like the number of school shootings, and a lot of us have kids. We send them to school. It's a dangerous place to go now. It never used to be, except for someone's going to get in a fist fight or something. But now it's like people are packing, and I'm like, what in the heck, man? So we have a nonprofit, and one of our interns was at UNC Chapel Hill, and she's texting us like, hey, pray for me. I'm under the table right now. There's a shooter next door. Like, that sucks. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm going to do something about that because I'm a tech guy. I'm a nerd. So we created a technology that you can scan a QR code on the wall of a cafeteria, classroom, whatever, and it'll go right the video, not the audio, like not the old school 911, what's your emergency, but now the video is pointing. You can point it at the situation. It's called next gen policing and situational awareness. And we can use these phones as weapons, all right, in a good way, right? You don't bash in the head with it, but like light it up, and we'll use those video so the emergency response can come. Okay. Well, what happened? We're still doing that. Like, we're working with top universities around the country. I've even been working with chief police in DC to reinvent the 911 call. Well, what happened is I'm with this guy. His name is AD, 20 years in the FBI. He takes care of the Tennessee Titans, the football team, NFL. This guy keeps them safe. He's like, James, I love your emergency response tech. But he's like, I got the stupidest question. I'm like, oh, what is it? He's like, can I just text my guy across the arena to show me when the trash cans fall over so I don't have to hop in my golf cart? Can it do that? And that's when it was like, oh, because I build products too, right? So I'm a product guy. I'm like, yes. Remember the Nextel walkie-talkie, Angela? Remember that thing? Remember the next? That was hot stuff back in the day. You had a Nextel. You were Mr. and Mrs. Cool. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I think we got that. So I ended up saying this story, but I'm telling everyone on the radio here today, right? And I had a guy, and he's one of my investors in the company. He's like king of self-storage. I'm like, he's like, you can take this and go disrupt self-storage. I'm like, self-storage? I know nothing about that. Well, one of the self-storage guys owned a moving company. And he's like, I'll just use this for like virtual estimates for like when I have to go move somebody. So I don't have to drive over. They can just walk me around. Well, then I had a mover. Guess what? He owns a landscaping company, Perrysburg, up in West Virginia. And he's like, I'm just going to use this for my landscaping company. I was like, great. So I call this guy. I mean, this call, I love this customer, by the way. He is salt of the earth, man, like salt earth. So I'm calling him because he's my first landscaper to buy this ever, right? And so I'm calling him. This is like a while back. This is like 14, 15. It was a while back. A year and a half ago, I'm calling him because he's using our stuff for landscaping quotes. And I'm like, hey, Perry, like, you're using our stuff for landscaping? Why? What do you call it? Like, do you have a fancy name for it or anything? He's like, nah, man, I just call it live switch, buddy. I'm like, so you don't call it like virtual estimates or virtual? He's like, nah, man, the customers love it. I use it every time now. This text to connect thing, they show me what they got to do or record a video for me. I give them a quote and then we're done. He's like, I love it. And I just like, man, this is it. That's when I knew, really. I was like, we got us a huge company and we've been fast growing ever since. So that's how we got into it. And that's what we're still doing. So there you go.
I love the path to, you had this great technology and company, and we're soaring in a lot of other arenas with this technology. And I don't know, you've told me this, I've heard you tell this story a couple times, but I don't know if I've always put the dots because you're so enthusiastic, and I just get into one version of it, like the school shooting and how there was a problem.
Yeah.
And you solved the problem. I'm listening to the book again, great work. And if you guys haven't listened, read, highly recommend it. But it's exactly what this is, of like the difference in good and great and people that keep their head down and people that keep their head up and are always looking, that's how great things happen when you see something like, I wish it could be this way. And most people just stop at that. Just think, wouldn't it be nice if we could do this or it didn't happen? And you just make things like that happen. You saw a problem in a school shooting and thought, how can we make this better? How can we solve it? And I love the whole evolution from that 911 to somebody just wanting, like, that's great and all. This is what I would like to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's it. I was like, okay, there's
the problem I'm trying to solve. This is just in my everyday. This is what I want to come true. And you guys have a company that people can say, hey, I wish we could do this in my company. This would make life a lot easier. This would be great for my clients. And then, like you said, a real like salt of the earth, not some crazy techie behind a computer home service person, but just salt of the earth, real, out there with his clients and using this technology now to make it better. And then you guys just embraced that and ran with it.
It's because it's our roots. Like my partner came from landscaping. I came from, power washing. And we're just like, okay, we're going back there. Absolutely. Like it's like for landscapers by landscapers. Like that's where we come from. We just happen to get into being tech nerds. Like what some of my friends call me is a high-tech redneck. So there you go.
Tech redneck.
Yeah. That's it.
Because you're solving salt of the earth problems, regular everyday people problems, regular, small business problems, solutions, but you're like, I can do that.
I got to tell you another story after the commercial break. I'm telling you, this guy, I got to talk to you about Uncle Ray Ray. Wait till Uncle Ray.
Okay, we're going to talk about Uncle Ray Ray, but we'll take our first commercial break, talk about Uncle Ray Ray, and then I feel like we've been teasing them a little with what Uncle, so we'll go into more detail about that too. We'll be right back.
The world's most durable, energy efficient, and technically advanced landscape lighting products available at astonishingly affordable prices. Cast offers an all-encompassing line of products with everything you need to get the job done. Cast Landscape, their most durable product, is best-in-class, low-voltage landscape lighting made of solid bronze with integrated and drop-in LED technology. These fixtures are built to endure the most demanding environments. Source Lighting, a new division by Cast, is your source for professional grand landscape lighting made of durable brass, offering both integrated and drop-in LED technology, and backed by Cast, the world's most durable outdoor lighting. Cast Lighting gives you innovative, state-of-the-art, old-world craftsmanship with tomorrow's technology. Visit their website at cast-lighting.com today. That's cast-lighting.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turf's Up Radio. Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Get ready to abandon gas with Crest Commercial. With insane power and extreme longevity, the era of batteries trailing behind gas engines is over. With the Crest revolutionary 8-minute cyber system, Crest Commercial landscape tools provide the same power and performance as their gas-powered counterparts, as much as a 2-stroke engine. Plus, the Crest 60-volt CyberPack batteries charge in 8 minutes or less. Professional landscapers can finally make the switch to battery without sacrificing performance, power, or runtime. Crest, it's the only choice to replace gas. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit Crest.com. Having issues with your maintenance schedule? Want better routing and ability to track your vehicles when they leave the shop? Do you want to reduce your liability exposure with your vehicles that are moving billboards on the road? GPS Fleet Consulting uses cloud-based dashcam monitoring and can easily track your vehicle maintenance using real odometer readings. GPS Fleet Consulting can also assist you with live phone support and email support with guaranteed same-day responses. Yes, same-day responses. Stop wondering where your trucks are and start managing your fleet with GPS Fleet Management Systems. For more information, visit gpsfleetconsulting.com. That's gpsfleetconsulting.com.
Okay, so before we dive into the second story, because I can't wait to hear it. You're such a good storyteller. Why don't we tell the viewers a little bit more about the technology and how people are using it? Like, I love seeing JC is using it now in his washing company, and just, we've heard your stories of people getting it and making sales and doing it, right away that first day, like that $16,000 right away the first day. And I've loved seeing the difference that it's making in people that are using it and how easy it is, and what a difference it makes.
Yeah, I can go through that. And it was purposely built simple. Okay. We purchased this company 3 years ago. It's a 14-year-old company, came in, and we were selling complicated. I mean, my engineers and computer scientists would talk, and I knew they were speaking English, but I was like, I don't understand a word coming out of their mouth. But I was like, all right, we need to make something for the people, right? Like easy. If stuff's not easy, it won't get adopted. It won't get used. And gosh knows, if I'm running trucks and I'm trying to go, mow grass all over town, I don't want to be sitting down teaching my dispatch team how to use a brand new tool. That just sounds like a headache. So if you can send a text message, you can use Live Switch. It's all in the cloud. And I know it's a fancy word, but it really means it's all on a website. No apps. This is not another app to download. Literally your team, let's say you want dispatch or sales or whatever to use this, they log in, you have your own account. So if it's James's Lawn Care, you log into James's Lawn Care account. It's your account, all in the cloud. Nothing's going to be stored on your customer phone or employee phone in case they decide to say, hey, peace out, Angela, I quit. No worries. I got all my stuff. So they log in. And so if I'm in sales, call comes in, hey, I need an estimate. Great. Can I send you a text? Yes. You go into Live Switch and you take their phone number, which is on your phone there, and you just type in their phone number. That's the hardest part of it. You type the phone number in. I was demoing someone in the Netherlands this week, and the hardest part of the whole thing was figuring out the Netherlands phone calls. And good Lord, I can't do this thing. It's like 80 digits. All right. But we got connected half the way. So you can have people in Philippines, if you got that virtual assistant, right? They can actually do this for you half a world away. So it doesn't matter if they're sitting in your office or if they're sitting in the Philippines or wherever, they can do the estimate. So you type in the phone number and hit go. It doesn't matter if you're on a PC, doesn't matter if you're on a Mac, on your iPad, on your Android, on your iPhone. I got people doing this sitting on the side of the road in their truck doing an estimate right from their phone. Okay. You're literally just taps in an invite, hit go. What happens is the person that you're going to give an estimate for, they get a text on their phone. Okay. If they're not rocking the 9 keys, which is the flip phone, if they got their Android or iPhone, they're getting a text and they just tap at the text. That's all they got to do. They take their finger and tap it. And then all it will do is it will open up a browser and it'll ask for one thing: allow the camera. That is a safety feature for Android or iPhone. It puts the customer in control, and they hit allow. Once they do that, you're going to be connected. And this is purpose-built remote assistance. Okay. So I can do this on my big monitor. I can do this on my little phone. But for your customer, what your prospect will see, it doesn't look anything like a FaceTime. Okay. What your customer will see is themselves large, full screen. So unlike FaceTime, they're real small. And some of us have crappy eyes. Like my glasses are thick, boy. So like I need a big screen so I can see myself. Otherwise, if you try to walk down the stairs or walk outside looking through your phone and it's the size of a FaceTime, go ahead and try that sometime. It ain't easy. And go ahead and do it with like your squinty eyes and one eye closed, and you're going to fall over. So I used a big, mobile screen, and they see themselves, and in the corner, they see your salesperson, right? This can be audio only, but recommend get the face. People buy from faces. Okay. Yes. And then they walk around. A couple things are going to happen. One, you can quote them. And JC said this too. He's like, the other thing, I see everything else. So, hey, I see your driveway might need power washing too. So good for upselling. Everything gets recorded. The entire video is recorded. You can take remote snapshots. So as the customer's walking around, you just hit the camera button. So I'm getting pictures, I'm getting video, and I can send these videos to anybody. I can send it to my dispatch team, my on-site team. I mean, if there's an issue with insurance, I can send it to the insurance company. And I can put this right, if you're using a CRM or a Google spreadsheet, who cares? You can just we have a link, you put it right there, and you can review the video, share it with the customer. This is what you guys wanted to do. Great. Give them a quote. I'm actively getting estimates for guys to work on my gutters right now. You cannot believe how hard it is for me to get an estimate. They don't follow up. They come late. This is like instant. This is Amazon, right? Instant. Let's give you the quote right now. This is how you win the business. We know first to bid, and showing this shiny smiley face does it. Okay. And record it. And it'll get the job done. That's what's needed. Everyone's like, oh, I got to go shake a hand. No, you talk to someone who's been doing this for a long time. This is what the owners send me. Owner company, they'll say, James, we went from doing virtual estimates when we had to do them to doing them every time we can. And he's like, I'm charging people to drive out. Because a lot of people that make me drive out, they're making me compete for 3 other people. They just want to quote, and they're just going to not even do business with me. It's a waste of my time and my gas money, And what about those jobs that I always ask owners, how far will you go to drive to win a business? What's your radius, right? So now I'm expanding your radius. I mean, if you got the money, they would drive an hour and a half to do the job. But if they got to go do the estimate, then I ain't doing it. What about, and then also we hear this all the time, the evening estimates where your sales guys are gone. And so you as an owner, if you want that money, you're showing up at 7 p.m. That's not very convenient. What you can do now with our stuff is just send the customer text. They're like, I'm in the office. You send them a text. And you're like, when you get away from the office, back home, they just click the text like at 7 o'clock at night. Give me a video and walk around, and I'll review it in the morning. And then boom. And I have a customer after customer after customer like, James, I would have never got that because I'm not going to send my sales guy out at 7 o'clock. Yeah. But some people who work in the office the whole time or are never home. This is how it gets done. So it's all as easy as typing in a phone number. It's not, I'm telling you, our trainings for staff, 10 minutes. It's just not, this ain't hard.
It is so easy, like nothing. And you just are there. It's as easy for the operator, for the business owner as learning to type in a phone number. And then the client, you've taken all of the friction away because they don't have to open an app or open anything. They just click on the link and they're there. And then they're walking around showing everything. And like you said, people are looking for an Amazon experience. They still want the relationship. So this is a different kind of virtual estimate than people are used to. Virtual estimates, people think of, you're just communicating by email or text message that you've got something from them and then you're sending them that. This is still eyeballs to eyeballs, I call it. Like it's still, that's a great way to sell something, is being eyeball to eyeball. And that's what I was taught clear back in the Cutco days. We talk about he's selling Cutco knives, but you are still have a chance to build a relationship with them through this video. but it creates less friction for them. We're in the process too of moving, and they all have to come to the house. I know we got to tell these moving companies about Live Switch because they all have to come. So then we have to arrange to be here, schedule our whole lives around somebody coming out instead of them just saying, oh, right now, just walk around and show me the pieces of furniture. It's so easy. Now it's done. Here's your quote, because I don't think it's that complicated. I can show you my furniture and I just want to know how much it is for you to move me. That's it.
That's right. And what owners think is like, I got to shake the hand. I get it. I get that. And here's the thing. Everybody says that, but your shiny, beautiful face ain't that much shinier, more beautiful than the next guy coming to the door and the third guy coming to the door. They all have shiny faces with great stories, and it's hard to choose. So, how do you differentiate yourself? Be fast, be first, be easy to do business with. Like that alone. And let them know why you're doing it. Like, hey, I don't want you to have to wait around me traffic. Like, hey, this is simple. And here's the thing. We call it 1-2 punch. If even after the first time you do that video thing, you still need to go out, go out. It's a 1-2 punch because I'm still good. I want to get that business, right? And it doesn't require that. And once you have your confidence up, I can tell you about a customer I have been with me over a year, new cities in Chicago. And this dude tracks everything like to a T. He's one of those like data heads. He wanted to see and I've had multiple companies do this, by the way. He wanted to see how much the difference is when his company blind bids. A blind bid is you're just doing it over the phone, voice only, blind bid. What's my close percentage? Okay, blind bidding. Second, he wanted to know what's my close percentage in person. Third thing you want to know is what's my live switch, live, what's the close rate? Because he's like, if he wants to know. And so it was 33% on the phone, blind bidding, 33% close rate. In person, it was 60%. And with live switch, it was 62%. So it's not like miles better and it ain't miles worse. So then why do it? Okay, because he's got a bunch of people now with their titles, virtual estimator. He's got 4 people now doing it full time from this product. Okay. Wow. And the reason is he can do more bidding, a wider radius of bidding, and he has found that the close rate's the same. So he's saving wear and tear on the vehicle, saving the gas money. And you guys know, windshield time costs money.
Yes.
Let's get rid of that. That's a bottom line. And our stuff is cheap. Like we can talk about pricing later, but like it is unapologetically affordable. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous how affordable it is.
Yeah. That's on purpose, because when it comes from me and I ran my little power washing house painting company, I wouldn't pay very much, like, and I want everyone to use it. And I want customers to experience and your customer's customer to experience it. Because guess what? It's good for the planet as well. It's good for your vehicles, your bottom line, planet. Staff like it a lot. You'll find staff members like what is interesting. We get a lot of deals when, like the salespeople will go to different companies and they'll go and I'll get an inbound and buy because that salesperson, like, I got to have the live switch thing I had at my last company. Like, I got to have that. Like, I don't want to. And like some of these folks are like new mothers who would be great people to close business, and they're not going to leave the house, and they're great remote estimators and they love it. And in fact, one of my biggest users is an estimator for one of our home service companies, and she loves it because she can just close as much as the guy's going out.
Yeah, it allows you to do completely different things for staffing. Like you said, you don't have to put somebody on the road to go do it. You said earlier, yeah, you can train one of our virtual assistants from the Philippines on estimates, and they can be answering the phone. You can have somebody be giving estimates. You mentioned that, 7 o'clock in the evening. You can have somebody be available 7 o'clock and on the evenings. And that is a remarkable kind of experience. They're expecting to call on a Saturday and just leave some messages and no one get back to them. But to actually have somebody available and give them an estimate. But this is like technology speeding things up, and people wanting things instantly like Amazon isn't going away. It's only getting more. So a few years ago, yeah, people would not expect a response from a business on a Saturday. They would think, okay, you'll get back to me Monday. But right now, the fastest person wins. Like you're never going to even have a chance. If somebody else gives them an estimate, talks to them, builds that relationship with them, and is like, yeah, I know how much it's going to cost, and they can cross it off their to-do list before Monday that they have it booked.
And here's the other thing you can do. Everything's recorded. So you can do customer testimonial. So you can take all these videos are available to you to put in little snippets. And some of the guys that we have, they're some of the #1 people that come up on Google. They're not big companies. They're just people that like take little videos and have videos. You can have a customer leave a video of themselves. Just send them a text, right? Oh, I love Angela's, landscaping company. They're the best. And put it on your thing. Like, people want to see these things. And if you got all of that and all of your 5-star ratings, you got your Google, store business on lock, and now you're easy to do business with, they're not going to go and hunt for 3 or 4 more bids and wait for people to drive over. They're done. They just want it done. Like, of course, like every business owner is proud. I'm proud, proud of what I do. And so I want to show up. I want my guys to have the hat on, the polo on, and the clipboard. That's how I sold door to door, right? I looked the part, but things have changed. Yes. Look in your pocket. It's called a smartphone. The chief of police looked over his glasses. That look when they look over your glasses, like you have, like, he's like, hey, James, this is like literally, this dude is awesome. He's awesome. He's like, James, why is this not everywhere already? I'm like, sir, these weren't in everybody's pocket until now. So to your point, Angela, like, technology is advancing, and this is what your competition is using, and they're beating you because they're the first ones there. And the next the customer never bothered to call you because they were already done. They already signed, sealed, delivered, right? Yeah. You're still going to have people get the 3 or 4 quotes. They're going to put you up against someone and probably like, well, I got another quote that's $100 cheaper, and they said they would do this, that, and you find those customers are pains in the butt sometimes.
Yeah, like, you don't want them anyway.
I know. That's why I'm like, look, and I have customers be like, I don't even go to those anymore. I ain't doing it. Like, people look us up online now. People look at all the videos, and then when they meet me this way, it's done. It's done. And it's like, it's great. One of my customers said, hey, James, it's a lot like, it gives me the FaceTime vibes, right? Like, and every time I have FaceTime, I'm thinking, talking to grandma, watching the kids blow out. Yes. And the customers are the same way. He's like, sometimes I start off bids, like I'm sipping coffee, they're sipping coffee. He's like, I've had initial bids where we're just drinking coffee and catching up real quick, and then we get into the bid. People just kind of drop their guard. Now, you're going to have some people, we know the types, right? You can't record me, but you're just going to have to drive out. Okay, go old school. It's fine. You know how to do that. You do it every day, right? So it's just get it in the mix. And once the business owners see the cash come in, they're done. I mean, this is why we have like a 95% renewal rate. Like, once you see it, you have confidence. You're like, and what we do too is we give like a 60-day money back guarantee. I'm like, look, if you don't like it, I'll give it. Here's all your money back. If your team doesn't like it, fine, no big deal. You don't have to change. Don't change. Be who you are. So,
but you know that you will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we didn't get to the story yet. We got to take another commercial break because it was so much fun talking about the products and magic it's making. So we'll take one more break and we'll be right back for the story.
Fuel precision engineered for your 2- and 4-cycle equipment. They use the most advanced synthetic lubricants and stabilizers in an ethanol-free fuel, improving performance, protecting your equipment, and saving you time. That means easier startups, smoother idling, and quicker trigger response, plus extended life for all of your equipment. True Fuel is ready to use and easy to store, helping your operations be more efficient and reducing maintenance costs. We at Turfs Up use True Fuel because we know it works and we know it's the best option. Check out TrueFuel50.com to learn more. That's TRUFUEL50.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Landscapers, tired of old school whiteboards, sticky notes, and spreadsheets? Crew Control from Aspire delivers all-in-one software that ensures your hard work pays off. Craft winning proposals, simplify scheduling, complete routes efficiently, and get paid fast. Powerful mobile features keep your team connected, and insightful reporting gives you the facts. Don't deal with the frustration. Get your free 14-day trial today at crewcontrol.com. That's crewcontrol.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, here's to all the women in the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
How many times have you tried to switch away from gas-powered OPE only to find the power wasn't there and you needed too many batteries to avoid long charge times? Not anymore. Crest Commercial Landscape Tools provide the same level of power and performance as their gas counterparts, but with a revolutionary battery technology. Supported by the Crest Cyber System, the 60-volt CyberPack batteries can charge in 8 minutes or less. Finally, professional landscapers can confidently make the change to battery without sacrificing power, performance, or runtime. Crest, it's the only choice to replace gas. Visit Crest.com.
Like, where is time going? I could spend all afternoon talking not only about the magic of this and how exciting it is, and how much I just love watching, business owners use it and blow it up in the unique ways that they're using it, but telling stories too. So I know you had another good story to tell us.
I got so many stories. That's the beauty of talking to so many owners and CEOs of companies. And so this is when I knew I was like, so the last company we built was $1 billion company, had a huge exit, and we built it from nothing, right? That's a financial technology company. And so we're crazy. We got into nonprofits. We do a lot with inmates to entrepreneurs. We have millions of folks who've been incarcerated and given second chances. And we were up in the White House a few years ago as part of what we do. We have a TV show called Free Enterprise on ABC TV. If you want to check out some of those stories, it's very heartwarming, won a lot of awards. And we just have a big heart for even the smallest of businesses. Okay. And we wanted our technology to even be usable by the least tech savvy people on the planet. That is really who I want to help. I know we can help the big guys. I know we can help the midsize, but I want to help. And this is a company called Uncle Ray Ray's Maid Service. Let me tell you about Uncle Ray Ray. Okay. Uncle Ray Ray is definitely salt of the earth. Down south, we give him a call. And we're talking to Uncle Ray Ray. And Uncle Ray Ray, he's like, hey, I can hear you guys, but I can't. We're trying to get on one of the Zoom, Google things, And so we're trying to get on there. He's like, I can hear you boys, but I can't see you guys. Hold on a second. He's like, well, dang it. I dropped my phone in the wash bin. He had dropped his phone in the laundry that he was carrying. This guy runs a maid service. Okay. And so he finally figures out he got the phone. We're on with Ray Ray and we're showing him everything we talked about today. Right. And he's looking at it and he's like, man, I wish I would have had this 2 weeks ago. You're not going to believe this. I'm like, go for it. He's like, we had this guy call me up and said I had to do he needed an apartment cleaned. And I said, no problem. We'll head over. We'll clean the apartment. They had an eviction from the renter. So he shows up and he's like, you boys ain't going to believe this. This place was covered in filth. There was even feces on the wall. He's like, I was so pissed. He was like, I told him I'd clean it up for a couple $100. I should have charged him $1,000, but I'm a man of my word. And I told him $200, so I did it. And then I gave that guy an earful. I said, if you ever do that to me again, he's like, he was just hot as a bee, he was just angry, He's like, if I had this, I would have seen that stuff on the wall and I would have never even taken that job, or I would have charged him a ton. And he's like, but I'm a man of my word. And he's like, I definitely want this, boys. I definitely want to buy this. So we're like, great. We'll need to swipe your credit card. He's like, oh, I don't have no credit card. We're like, all right, my man. He's like, don't worry though. He's like, I'm going to get me a credit card and you call me on Friday. I'll have a credit card I'll figure this out and I'm going to buy this. And so, Uncle Ray Ray is like salt of the earth America. And it was like, I was like, let's give it to him for free. I said, I'm the CRO of this. Let's just give it to him for free. I just want to give it to him. And so I told my sales guy, I was like, when you get him on, just tell Uncle Ray Ray we love him. We're giving it to him free. So my sales guy calls Uncle Ray Ray on that Friday and says, Uncle Ray Ray, he's like, yes, sir. He's like, I'm ready to buy. He's like, don't worry. We've decided we want to give this to you for free. You're salt of the earth. You're a good human being. You do the right thing. You stand for everything we believe in. Just take it. He's like, no, sir, I will not. He's like, I got my credit card. I want you to swipe it. I'm like, I'm going to pay for this. I pay for stuff that I love. And that's when I was like, man, how many billions of Uncle Ray Rays are there on this planet? I'm like, that's when I knew. I was like, and then we've been growing like a weed. in so many different industries. So I love that story. I love Uncle Ray Ray. He's a happy customer. And if anyone's like, oh, this stuff is too hard, our tech is not. It is unapologetically extremely simple. So
Uncle Ray Ray.
Ray Ray.
That's such a good story, because you have these stories of like the most, like you said, salt to the earth, people that are out there in it. Not that are using all of the craziest, latest, aren't early adapters probably on everything else in technology and stuff going on, and out there in the field. And it's just that simple. And they see that. Like, it made such a difference. He already had a scenario where this could have protected me in my business and made such a big difference just for that.
Absolutely.
And it helps those type of business, whatever level of business you're at, it's going to help your business, help you scale to the next level. But from the very you are the man on the truck. And you can't wear all the hats. And this lets you be less in the 3-ring circus and rein it in and still have that relationship. If you are the man on the truck and you are doing all the estimates, this saves you so much time, even if it's just you.
That's right. That's exactly right. It can be for a one-person operation, or it can be for a top company in the world. And so I know you probably have some listeners that are a little fancier with the technology. So let's fast forward the clock and get a little nerdy, okay? And
All right.
Where we go from here and what we have brought out and what we're ready to implement and is already being implemented. So let's say I got it down, James. I got the text to connect thing. I got the send a text. Now, the next piece that is already out is where you start using QR codes. Okay. Everyone knows these QR codes are, you scan them. They're very popular now. You can leverage these QR codes to do a number of things. So the first thing that can happen is we attach it to a form. So if someone scans a QR code, there's a quick form. What's their name? What's their address? What do you need done, right? We want to do what's called lead capture. I want to capture that lead. I want to close everybody knocking on my door, right? I want to get the money. So that lead comes in, we capture it, but then it lets them take an instant video. So let's say you're sleeping in your bed, 10 o'clock at night, whatever, or late afternoon, everyone's gone, 7 p.m. Person fills it out, clicks record button. They can record, say, hey, I need this done and this done and this done. That way, when your staff comes in the morning and you call back, hey, got your message. I watched your video. Here's your quote. It's called a video Dropbox. In addition, you can take that QR code and put it on hangers for doors. So you're doing a job, you're in the neighborhood, start slapping these QR codes. And not only can it be a video Dropbox, you can have it connect directly if you have a call center. So they can scan it. It's easier than a phone number. Scan it, and then boom, up pops a live person. Okay, and let's go. Hey, welcome to Angela's Landscaping. What do you need? Boom, and you're off to the races. Okay. In addition, you can put this on your website. So people can go to the website, and I can give you plenty of examples of websites that people have this from all different industries. They go in and they are starting to put in their information right there, right on the website, hit the record button and hit the record. And our customers, we have videos you can have as well, but they have videos showing this is the next generation of landscaping in quotes. And boom, it's while you sleep. So that's on the website. Now we want to get real fancy with it. We can turn anything into what's called a kiosk, okay? Or just imagine you're holding an iPad, right? So sometimes your technicians are not the best salespeople, right? Sometimes the person doing the work, sometimes that doesn't interact with customers at all, but there's opportunities to make money. So what you can do is arm them with an iPad, and there's literally a button on the iPad that they would tap, and up pops your call center agent, salesperson, okay? The person comes and, hey, I'm going to be mowing the grass today, or I'm taking care of the landscaping. Deal with our customer care person and let me connect you. Boom, they hold it. Customer care person pops up on the iPad while I'm out there mowing the grass and is upselling them. Hey, I got my guy out there. Looks like we're doing X, Y, and Z. Hey, have you scheduled your seeding? Or hey, we would like to spray for you. Fill in the blank. That salesperson can be upselling while your technician, who's not a salesperson, is doing the work. I just hand them an iPad. So you can take this. We call it crawl, walk, run. Crawl, text to connect. Walk, QR codes to connect. Run, How about let's tap an iPad and get that customer care person on there right there, and let's be upselling left and right. So that's, and we can get real geeky later. We're talking about when the artificial intelligence comes in and drawing on the screens. That is coming, okay? But we don't need to put that in right now. As much as everyone's talking about it, what we really need is eyeball to eyeball, closing the cash, quick connect, works every time, use what we have today. And that is what we see really just soaring so far.
That text to connect is amazing. I mean, all the different phases that you can use it depending on what your business is. I love, again, the things that wow clients and wow the experience. And when you create those wow experiences, it wins them over, right? They remember you. They haven't even had a service from you yet, and they're telling everybody about it. And that's the fun of like door hangers, regular door hangers that people get all the time. And if you come up with one that is, you know, amazing and has some cool way to get them to scan that QR code, people aren't picking up the phone and calling a number usually unless they're like, oh yeah, I absolutely need my house washed. Or yes, I was already looking for somebody to mow my lawn. But people scan a QR code with a call to action out of curiosity, like, oh, what is this? Imagine if somebody pops up. The QR code means, oh my gosh, someone's on video. And there are ways to make that happen easily. It's not like you have to be on the other end. You know, you can have a virtual assistant that is just on the other end, that's trained to represent your company. And imagine the shock of that. You scan a QR code and somebody is like, hello, welcome to Green Care. We're so excited. And asking you questions. And immediately that person just sold, you know, they weren't even expecting it. They're like, hey, when's the last time you had your house washed or your roof washed or your driveway cleaned?
Exactly right. That's exactly right. And the other thing that we have too is we put it right on your website. Instead of talking to a robot, as much as we all love to talk to robots, I don't. You can now on your website with LiveSwitch, put a button. The person can tap the button and instantly pops up on video. No going to, you know, a Zoom or anything. The person pops up on your website with video, all recorded for training or whatever, and you're done, right? And how many virtual connections can you get with your virtual assistants, right? And look at that revenue stream. It's a revenue stream you don't have today. And we're not talking about, this is not hard. This is not, I just don't want to, like, it all sounds great, you know, woo, but it sounds, I don't want to misrepresent, like, this is all extremely simple and implementable in the same day. I've had people buy in the morning, use it in the afternoon. My sod smith, the guy who lays lawn, he literally bought it in the morning, used it, saved him $200 of a drive out that afternoon. Instant value, right? And this stuff is just not, our stuff ain't expensive. We're talking about $55 a month per agent.
Wow.
You know, and you don't need everybody. We're not dragging you down. We want to get started immediately, get rolling, implement it. And it includes training. It includes all the upgrades. It's everything. So we're not charging an arm and a leg to get this rolled out.
But I love that it's that easy to use, like you said. One, it's a tool that is so inexpensive in your bit. Like you're going to see the magic of it right away. It's at a price point everyone can use, but that it isn't a lot of things that you implement in your business. You think, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to carve out the weekend or 4 days or a new team member to implement this. Like there isn't a huge implementation cycle. It's like grab it and run.
Leave it to us. Like we are your trainers. Okay. You don't have to be the expert in this. We got you. Send your champion and say like, hey, I need Sally Sue trained on this. Done. You don't have to think about it. You just run the business and then come back. Like I've had owners literally not even look at the software for months. And then they come back and like, holy crap, we're using this all the time. It's because look, they just pass it to their sales team. They're smart people, pass it to their virtual assistants, smart group people, and let us do the training. You keep running the business. You go and, you know, get a hamburger and we'll go and take care of the, you know, the team. Not a problem.
I love it. Well, James, I can't believe we're coming to an end here. We could talk about this forever, and I can't wait to have some success stories on here that, you know, we're going to bring you back and then have some owners telling those stories, you know, firsthand, and that success and the magic it's creating of how they're creating remarkable client experiences too. So,
well, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for listening. I got plenty of stories for the next time.
We will get all your links going so people can see those as well. But thanks for sharing some time with us. Thank you, audience. Whether, again, you're listening on Turfs Up Radio or joining us on Facebook, keep continuing to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next Wednesday.